This is Acme with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Tuesday, the 14th of November, and the S&P breaking out of that recent bull flag just at and above the 50-day moving average around 43.35, breaking that line of resistance there from July around 43.70 and heading higher. Looks like we could retest at least the July-August resistance zone 4,500 plus as soon as the end of this month. Upside valid while we're above 43.30, which was the old post-June neckline support as well for this market. Moving on to the stocks, and first one is comes in the form of Acme, which has done a decent move over the last 24 hours, gapping up higher through the initial November resistance there around 34.80. Above $34.80, looking for up to $48 as soon as the end of the year, by the end of December. At this stage, the more time we spend above that $34.80 zone, the more confident we are of a move towards as high as $48. Cover the next stock here quite a few times in the recent past, and it is delivering. Here you can see that we managed to gap through the high of the Monday session, or the Friday session rather. That was around the $4.30 mark, and above that, looking for the shares to hit up to as high as $7.70 by the end of next month. That $7.70 target derived by the old February 2022 resistance line projection, and obviously that would take out the resistance at the beginning of this year around $6.30. But hoping that this market will stay above resistance on the way down, in the first instance around the $4.60 area on an end of day close basis. Moving along to one of the more frequent flyers here at the Chartbreakers, we've got Hall of Fame Resorts, which is still trying to regroup after that rather painful looking breakdown that we had back in October. I want to see the shares basically break recent neckline resistance around $3.25. If they can do that, then there's a chance of filling the gap, or at least heading back up to $4 plus, which was the post, or rather the pre-October gap down area of support for this particular stock. Next up, a new name, and hopefully will deliver the goods. Ispire, or Ispire Technology rather, breaking through the 50-day moving average at $8.97 with quite a lot of momentum. Looking for this market to head up towards the top of that rising trend channel from the beginning of this year around $12.20 as soon as the end of this month, and perhaps even sooner. Upside value while we hold above resistance on the way down around the $10 mark. Another stock to keep an eye on in the near future is Nautilus. Here we've already broken that line of resistance there from back in September at the beginning of the month, around the $2.50 area. Above that, looking for $4 by the end of this month, especially if we can get a few more end of day closes above the blue 50-day moving average there, just near the $3 mark. Stock which I've covered of late looks like it's having another attempt at recovery. We've had this bumping along the bottom type of price action here, just at and just below the $5 level. Want to see a break of the 50-day moving average around $6.45 to give us a move towards the resistance on the way down from June and July as high as $8.75 by the end of next month. Interesting setup here at Outset Medical. Here we've got a rising trend channel base, or potentially have a rising trend channel base after the horrible gap downs that we had, or gaps down that we had last month. Top of the channel from the end of October, currently pointing as high as $5.35, and we're looking for that while we remain above the floor of the channel around $3.65. One of the stocks of the week so far has been Owlet, and you'll see why with this vertical move that we've had. But I suppose the real sizzle here is the way that we've got a nice U-shaped turnaround for the shares within a rising trend channel base, top of the channel there, heading towards $10.60, and we might even get that by the end of next month if we can stay above neckline resistance around $5. So above 5, looking for $10 plus over the near term for Owlet. A stock with equally decent momentum at the moment is Penumbra, and here you can see we've got a bear trap gap reversal, so new lows and then gapping up quite sharply. We're looking for the shares to remain ideally above the old resistance around $208, at or above that level, ahead of a move up towards the 50-day moving average at $228 later this month. Probably in terms of where the stop loss would be, one would be allowing for down to yesterday's support area around $202 on an end of day close basis. Things are shaping up quite well for the next stock, which is Shapeways, in fact. And here, strong bullish divergence, rising trend channel base, bear trap rebound as well from below the initial, or below that late October support for the shares. A W-shaped reversal, looking for the 50-day moving average at 280 initially, and then up to maybe $4 by the end of next month if everything goes well, and we stay ideally on the right side of $2.50 on an end of day close basis. In the meantime, next contender is Simpple, and here we can see that the shares have gapped up quite massively with a U-shaped turnaround. Obviously, always rather difficult to work out where the destination is on such a lack of charting data, but it looks as though a fair destination would be up to $10, maybe as soon as the end of this month, while we remain above yesterday's support zone around $7.30, or rather $6.40 on an end of day close basis. On to the last two. First one, a nice one for the bulls at the moment. Safety shot, decent breakout, steep rising trend channel there from back in the early part of the summer, back in June. We're looking for a journey towards the top of that channel as high as $2.80 by the end of this month, while we hold above recent support around the, well, actually recent resistance, in fact, around the $1.70 level, above $1.70 up to $2.80 there at safety shot by the end of this month. Good to see progress at Tenon, and here we've got broadening triangle base, looking for the shares to finish their consolidation pretty soon above the 50-day moving average at $1.80, and then looking for them to move up to as high as $4.80 by the end of this month. Near-term support, which is basically yesterday's support, around the $2.50 area. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.